Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Games Workshop have just dropped an interesting article, a Q&A for the new Warhammer 40k 10th edition. So let's jump in and have a look at it. So, Games Workshop have dropped this new article, 10th edition Warhammer 40k, your questions answered. So, let's jump in and check this out because I've got a feeling it could answer some interesting questions about what the new edition is. So, with the new edition of 40k on its way, it's not a surprise that you'll probably have a few questions. We do have a few questions. Let's see if they are actual genuine questions and not marketing questions. Is this a totally new edition? So basically, in a long short, it's a whole new world for Warhammer. Okay, plenty of rules remain the same. There is not a single rule that has not been reassessed and, if necessary, rewritten to work perfectly in a new system. I hope that kind of means that they've sort of readdressed a lot of the word bloat, because some of the rules were quite convoluted and quite sort of takes a long time to get to the point that it's trying to make. Will it be quicker and easier to play? We've listened to your feedback and have taken on board all the suggestions you've received since the launch of 9th edition. One thing that repeatedly came up with a number of different books you currently need to reference. Okay, but the thing is, they say this every edition. They've said this since 7th edition. 8th edition, they said we would have less books. Even the main designer of the 40k team come out and said that this is the best edition yet and that you're not going to need all these books. And then within a few months of the edition being out and the codex is starting to come out, we were inundated with new books and new supplements and new extra rules compiled on top of what we already have. So they say this every edition, so with this, I'm going to take this as a massive sort of, we'll hurry up and wait type thing, because Games Workshop have a nasty habit of sort of repeating this all times. So, but they are doubling down on the fact that you'll only need your data cards and the information and everything else will be on it. So, one core philosophy has been governed of all simple changes is simplified and not simple. All the rules for your army are contained exclusively on a double-page spread. So that's very much like the World Eaters. So it's very the World Eaters Codex is definitely being written for 10th edition, even though it's going to get discontinued in the summer, which is very strange. But the idea that you literally have a page of rules and a page of stratagems and relics and stuff like that, and that's it. Universal rules are back, which is good. Universal special rules are back. That is good. I like that. Doesn't matter if you're making a dimensional translocation, a predator, deep threat. It's all deep strike now. Cool. That is good. I wish Age of Sigmar would do the same thing. Core stratagems are also much more reactive in the new edition. This means there's less waiting around during your opponent's turn and plenty more opportunities to attack and defend while your opponent is making their moves. Interesting. Cool. So basically, this is sort of like reiterating what we already know from the article that they did on the reveal. Is how easy is the game to get into? We know that it's not for everyone, and a full evening is spare playing of the game, or as a 2,000-point army ready to rock. You and your friend can grab combat patrol. So they're obviously pushing combat patrol boxes as a new sort of way of playing. Okay. How are combat patrols balanced? Combat patrol is the new mode for Warhammer 40k. Pits the contents of one combat patrol box against another, and it's a fantastic way to begin playing. How have the Warhammer design managed to balance these? This is really a silky smooth way to dip your toe into Warhammer 40k. We'll let you know more ways to play the game. So it doesn't really sort of answer how that works. Will all my collection and codexes be compatible? No. Your miniatures aren't going anywhere, and there's plenty more to say about the codexes will look like early next week. Rest assured, you won't be waiting for options in the new edition. So we all know that codexes are getting binned. It's a really nice picture of a Blood Angel army there. Now, the one thing that I would like to know is, and it's mainly about Primaris Space Marines, is are they going to be able to use Land Raiders and drop pods? That's my main rule. Are Universal Special Rules returning? Yes, they are. Deep Strike and Feel No Pain are coming back. Do vehicle and monstrous profiles still degrade as they take damage? More or less, though the mechanic has been streamlined. Instead of 3 separate profiles, there's a single line on each card that still acts like this and explains any penalties incurred with a certain wounds threshold is reached. More on this soon. So OC stands for Objective Controlled, which we got from the live stream. And what can I get the new box and start playing? There's still a bit of time. So the 24th of June, and there's a new website, and that's it. That's literally the Q&A. That's actually kind of pathetic, really. Yeah, it's not great. It was a marketing Q&A, and clearly these aren't questions that the actual fan base, the customer base have asked. So yeah, the questions that I want to know is terrain, because they sort of mentioned that there's like you kind of take what you want for your army. I want to know how army composition works. Are we going back to the tried and tested old school force organization chart, which the Horus Heresy still uses, which is still works perfectly well? Are we going to get something akin to what Age of Sigmar uses, which is very, very open and flexible? You know, you basically just have a number of heroes that you can take, and then you have a minimum amount of battle line or troops, and then you're limited to how many monsters and artillery pieces you can take. And then everything else is kind of sort of just built in around that. Are we going to get something similar to that, or is it literally just going to be whatever you want, bring? Universal Special Rules coming back is really good. I like that. The fact that once you actually get a lot of games played, you'll know what Deep Strike is, you'll know what Feel No Pain is, and if they're using the same terminology across all of the factions, so Deep Strike is Deep Strike, Feel No Pain is Feel No Pain, then that would be good. Age of Sigmar had a slight issue with sort of similar reward saves, where we had death saves and we had like another type of save, and then we had another save, and then essentially all of these different saves with different terminologies were essentially ward saves. So like it took an FAQ to sort of bring all that back in. Simple terminology with blanket names for abilities that are all doing the same thing is a good thing. But yeah, it's pretty, sounds interesting. I'm intrigued. There's a few things that I'm sort of not too sure on. The combat patrol thing, I have no idea how that works, but then I don't think that's really aimed at players like me. I think that's literally there for new people getting in. You buy a combat patrol box and you can literally just download the rules for free and the cards for free, and then just start playing. So yeah, it's the one thing that I would like to see is vehicles becoming a little bit tougher. After playing Games of Heresy, tanks are a little bit more solid. Not as solid as what they were, but they're a little bit more solid. And I would like to see, like, you know, tanks get a little bit more love, because it's 40k and tanks are cool. So yeah, that is the Q&A. It's not great. Wasn't amazing, but it's GW marketing. I'm feeling that there's going to be a lot of this for the next at least a month until Warhammer Fest, and then we're going to eventually get the proper meat of the edition and see what it's coming. But I'm excited for it. It's going to be cool. Really loving those Terminators, by the way. Loving those Terminators. Cannot wait to see them in bone armor with robes. Hinty Deathwing Terminators are definitely coming. So hopefully we'll get some more. But anyway, if you like my content, smash that sub button, hit the like, and drop a comment if you want, and ring that bell so you don't miss out. And I will be posting more videos soon. Goodbye for now.